everyone. It's Miranda here from the Cherish Mum Space Coaching. How are you? I'm a life coach for parents and a teacher, and I love sharing my stuff, anything that I think of, with my audience and helping them in any way possible with their children, their own mental well-being, and any sorts of emotional stuff. I love being able to share that with my audience, and that includes mums, and it includes educators, and it includes anyone who wants to become more resilient and basically have a better mindset. Okay, so today I'm sharing a little bit about growth mindset. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing about what growth mindset is, and I'm going to be giving you guys some scripted sayings that you can say to your children or to yourself if you would like to actually help you to build that growth mindset up. Now, we're going to be sharing all about those things, so let's get started. Now, a growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? A growth mindset means that you are basically learning and growing through your failures. Okay, so you learn and grow through the things that you struggle with. Okay, and we all go through this all the time. We're all meeting things all the time that we struggle with. Okay, and we need to be able to learn and grow through those moments. Okay, the opposite of a growth mindset is a fixed mindset, and that is when we don't grow through those failures. Okay, we stop at those failures, we don't grow any further, or we try and move around them, and we keep sort of bumping into the same sort of mindset issue, that block, all the time. Okay, so that is a fixed mindset when you go, you know what, it's not working, I'm just not going to do it anymore, I'm just going to quit. Okay, that is a fixed mindset, and that's not what we want our kids to have, and it's also not what we want to have as adults, okay, because then we cannot experience that growth that we want to be experiencing in order to help us move forward in our lives, be able to set better boundaries for ourselves, have better relationships with other people, move forward in our marriages, move forward with our kids, all those sorts of things that can come as a result of a fixed mindset, whereas a growth mindset means you want to be able to move forward, to learn, to do more personal development, and we want our kids to be able to do that too. So what do you do when your child is stuck in a fixed mindset and they're going, nah, I just don't want to keep doing it. I've had enough. Okay, we've all had those moments, and we will all continue to have those moments, okay? But most of all, we want to help our kids move forward. So what are we going to say? What do you say when your small child or your big child is saying things like, that's it, I can't do it. I don't want to do it anymore. I can't do it. I'm stuck. That sort of mentality. Okay, when they're trying to do something new. So say your child's trying to ride their bike for the first time, they're just not having a bar of it because they had to go once and it didn't work. So what are we going to do? How are we going to help our kids with that situation? Well, first of all, don't push them into it. Just give them a little bit of time and space. That's okay. Okay, but at the end of the day, you want them to learn to persevere. So we go, you know what? What's the first thing you would do? I will help you. Let's try it together. Those sorts of things help your child to actually move forward. Okay, it helps them have another go. That's at the end of the day, you don't want them to be perfect. You're trying to help them to have another go and to feel comfortable to keep having another go. That's what we're trying to get our kids to do. Okay, growth mindset doesn't mean keep doing it until it's absolutely perfect today. It means have a go, be okay to have another go, be okay to have another go tomorrow. Let's just keep working on it bit by bit, because things don't always happen in the next 5 minutes, right? They take practice and they take time, and that's okay. We're teaching our kids that it's okay to fail and keep trying. All right, so some of the things that I say to my kids, some of the things I use with my kids. Now, I've coined a wonderful phrase that is not grammatically correct at all. I say to my kids, you're a really, really great trier. You're a great trier. And that, for me, has bridged the gap between you're good at persevering. Sometimes I say you're great at trying. Okay, that's probably a bit better. But that sort of terminology has helped me with my younger kids, because then they understand what I mean, because they all know what trying means, whereas persevering maybe not so much. So you're great at trying. I love your perseverance. You might say to older kids, grade 5, grade 6, as they're starting, and even a bit younger than that, as they're starting to keep trying. Okay, you want to start using that bigger language. But you're great at trying. Another one that I love to do, and you guys who've been watching for a while will know what I'm talking about, is actually having that empathy between you and your child. So you want to be able to build connection still in those moments when they're struggling. Okay, because they're the moments they're really crying out for connection. So, yep, I sometimes fall down too. Yes, that sometimes happens to me too. I remember when that happened when I was a kid, and I did not like it. Okay, that empathizing with them and then going, let's try again together. Or I found this worked for me. Maybe we could imagine this. Maybe we can go away for 5 minutes and come back. Okay, and making sure we come back, not just move away and don't ever do it again. Okay, some of those sorts of phrases. Another one that I've got here is it's okay to take a break. You can come back in a minute. Take a minute. I say that quite often. I said it to lots of kids yesterday. Okay, learning to hammer. Take a break and come back in a minute, and that's okay. All right, no, we don't have to do this thing in the next 5 minutes. You don't have to learn a new skill in 5 minutes. You don't need to do that. So that's okay. Take a break. Give yourself a bit of a mental calm down, calm your nervous system a little bit, and then we can come back to this with less anger and less frustration and more ability to just have a little bit of a go bit by bit. Or in a teaching sense and a parenting sense, kids can take on board more information about how they might change what they're doing to make it better when they're not really, really frustrated. They don't want to take on that sort of information when they're going, wow, this is not working for me. They don't want someone to go, well, why don't you try this calmly? It's not going to work. They sometimes need to move away quite often and then come back and have a try in a minute with a different technique. Okay, something else that I use, something else that I use for a growth mindset are phrases like everyone is learning. Okay, showing that I'm learning. Okay, I'm not perfect at everything. We often have conversations about how, this is my first time being a mum. Okay, this is my first time on earth too. I'm not perfect at everything. I do know more stuff than my kids because I've been around for longer, but I actually don't know everything, and it's okay that sometimes I get it wrong and then we keep trying. We try a different way next time. Okay, and finally, this is not a phrase, but it's what we all need to do as parents and or as educators. Actually modeling what we do when we fail at something. So the kids are watching us fail at things. And again, that's when I bring in the everyone is learning bit. But what do we actually do? How do we act when we are failing at something? So if something's really not going well for you, what do? Do you throw it all away and scream? So I'm never doing this again? Or do you go, I'm going to put that over there and I'm going to come back in a minute when I feel calmer, which is exactly what I just said about the kids. Okay, what do you do? It's a bit of self-reflection time. What do you do when you come up against something that you really can't do? So for us as adults, we often are doing the things that we can do all the time. Okay, we're quite often in a circle of just doing things we can do. We've done it lots of times. We do it regularly. We're in a routine of it. If you come up against something you really can't do, it can be super frustrating. So what do? What are you demonstrating to your kids? When you fail at something, are you thinking, wow, I'll get that next time? Are you showing them that's what you're thinking? Or are you going angry, can't do it, don't want to do it, not even trying anymore? They're the sort of questions that I'm asking today because that is where our kids learn their behaviour, obviously. They learn it off us. So if we are demonstrating that we can persevere, even through our language when they're younger, saying, you know what, that didn't go so well for me, that football kick, I'm going to have another try now. Your kids learn so much from that because they learn that trying is okay. They learn that it's okay to try, it's okay to fail, it's all right. You're just going to keep having a few more turns until you get it right or until you get a kick that you're happy with, basically. Okay, so there you go. There's some stuff about mindset, growth mindset and fixed mindset. We want our kids to be growing, so to learn through that failure, but we don't want them to be stopping at the failure and going around. Okay, if this is something that you want to learn more about for your kids, if this is something that you struggle with yourself and you've just realized that, that's okay too. Okay, you can message me if you want to have a chat to me. I am a life coach and I do sessions with parents regarding their kids, or I do sessions with parents regarding their own mindset and mental well-being. So if you want to jump in with me, ask me, send me a message, any of those things. Otherwise, I hope you've got some really great tips out of this and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Miranda at the Cherish Mum Space Coaching. Bye.